was
Yep,
asleep. Yeah, that video. And, he the I guess the robot was like,
they
"You awake? Are you still
yep, yep, here we go.
you
And
haven't
look, this is
exited the
2
car
years
yet?"
ago. And look, this is 2 years ago. That shit way more advanced now. Hey, you been seeing the bots that deliver the food? How they been sending those around
Mhm.
to the cities? The drone
Ha
we didn't
have
even
have
get
you
to the drone
seen
shit.
yeah,
The drone's barely
the
out.
drone yeah, you got with Amazon.
Yep, yep, Amazon been using it. And think about it, we only hella early. Like, we're still hella early, and they already done approved this shit. The Tesla self-driving, the like, this shit is kinda crazy, bro. Cause like, what the guy was saying, he was like, "Yo, what's good, Nate? We talk about AI. How you doing, bro?" W Nate in the chat. Okay, so he was like, cause the guy asked him, he was like, "Okay, so if AI is gonna be able to do all the jobs humans can do, what's gonna happen with the employment rate?" He said, "Now, all of the jobs that humans can do are most likely going to be able to be automated. That doesn't mean all the jobs are immediately going to disappear at once. They slowly going to get phased out. We're going to have the capability to automate human jobs, but it might not get rolled out until later. So it might be a delay. But he said it's going to happen. So he said, forget 10% unemployment, 20%, 30%. He said once it get to where all of these jobs are like fully automated or partially automated, he said we are going to be looking at 99% unemployment rate. 99%. He said none of the
Yo,
governments are preparing for 99% unemployment rates. He said it's going to be a whole nother set of problems. What's going to happen when people are sitting at home all day? How is that going to affect society? How is that going to affect the economy? How is that going to affect everything, right? When people's jobs and
mhm,
their identities based off of their job and what they do. What type of society are we going to have when people go from being defined by their job, their whole life, putting money into going to school, da 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 da, but then the AI can do everything that you can do. So this is the thing that I think get is hopeful out of that, right? Because the dude's like, okay, well, what jobs is going to be left for people? He said the only thing that's going to be left is something that a person would want a human to do, right? He said, he gave the example. He said, okay, the AI can do all of these things. It could be automated, coded, all of that, and be way more efficient, way smarter, way more knowledgeable. But what it can't do is give a perspective that you have as a human. Because the one thing that the AI doesn't have is a perspective. It doesn't have a life experience. It doesn't have. So he said, funny enough, he gave the example of a food reviewer. He said, okay, the AI might know what food is, but you know what a food tastes like to you. So possibly that could be your
yeah,
career is describing. And I instantly thought about like Keith Lee's of the world, the S. Johnson dude that we talked about, Mr. Chime Time. I instantly thought about how their whole career is based off of people valuing their opinion, their taste bud, their personal taste. People that curate music, right? People that react,
mhm,
people that make their own music, people that make their own art. I feel like those are the areas he was kind of talking about where as much as AI can replicate all that, no nothing's going to be able to compare to your personal opinion, your personal perception, your personal taste and all that. And it made me think I was like, "Damn, that is so true because some people have dead been able to make a whole career off of people liking and valuing their opinion and perspective on something." Right? That's why I'm Dante has been able to be so successful. All the big reactors we could think of, all the big food reviewers, they have an audience that values their experience. And AI is not going to be able to do that no matter how they slice it. So I feel like all of us that's creative, all of us that are in that lane, that's why we gotta be even more protective over the AI trying like them trying to infiltrate these spaces with the AI. Because look, I saw a fucking AI reactor the other day, gang. I saw a reaction drama channel that was AI. I blocked that channel so
oh,
fast. I was
hell
like,
no.
what the fuck? They over here blending the AI into reaction hood drama shit, nigga. The AI was talking about Cardi B.
Oh, hell no.
So like, but I mean that shit slick gave me a little hope But I feel like that just motivated me even more that all of us need to continue to just do the shit that we're doing because it's not like if we build our shit, if we keep going down the path of having our own communities, connecting with other people, the one advantage we have is being able to connect with other humans. That's all we got. Damn near.
Mhm.
I mean, he said everything else is up for grabs. You can't be a driver. You can't be a driver, okay?
Yeah,
And I think he
yeah,
said the most
that's
common job in
out
the
the
world is
water.
driving. Yeah, he said, I think that's the most common job in the world is being a driver. And that's scary. Cause I'm like, damn, they're gonna be able to replace all of those within the next 5, 10 years.
Mhm.
It's gonna get to that point because every year he said the technology to make this shit, the AI and the technology shit, it gets cheaper every single year. Every single year it gets cheaper and cheaper to make this shit. So I'm just like, bro, this shit is like he basically said this is like the number one issue facing our world at this point because the AI shit
It
is
is.
connected to everything. Any one issue we could think of, the AI is connected to it because they're trying to make another version of humans that's more advanced than humans. So any issue we would have, the
Mhm.
AI would have a hand in affecting it, basically. So not to be doing
That's
gloom chat, but
crazy.
that shit, I was listening to that this morning and I was like, wow, like I didn't realize how far their plans was going for real. Like, I mean, I wasn't thinking to super intelligence, like beyond human understanding. He said he gave an example, right? He said it's like, okay, say you got a dog, right? This is just how
Mhm.
far out of our understanding it is, right? He said, okay, if you if you were to try to kill your dog, as a human, your brain, the technology, the information we have, there could be unlimited ways we could hypothetically kill a dog. But from the dog's perspective, they don't understand nothing about like their understanding is so limited, right? All the dog sees is that you leave
Yeah,
home, you come back, you feed it. If in the dog's mind, its greatest fear would be what? Okay, it could get killed, but the way it would understand is, oh, I would get bitten to death, you know? Like the dog can't even comprehend other ways it could die. That's the equivalent of what
yeah.
the super intelligent AI would be to us. We would be the dogs, right?
Oh my
The AI can
god.
invent new ways to kill us and all types of shit that we can't even comprehend because it's gonna be way fucking smarter than us. And I was like, oh my God, that's kind of crazy. And then the other scary part is he said, the more the AI get developed, the cheaper it's gonna get. It's gonna get to a point where let's say once we get to the super intelligence or we're getting closer to it, the average person is gonna be able to have access to the AI, just like how the average person could hypothetically learn how to hack. He gave this scary ass scenario. He's like, let's say it gets cheap to have access to this super intelligence AI. Hypothetically, how we
Mhm.
got terrorists and shit, the terrorists could get the
Yeah,
AI to create a virus that don't even exist yet that could take out a whole bunch of people. Because humans are experimenting in a lab doing shit like that. But the AI gonna be way smarter than the humans. It ain't gonna take, because think about it, the AI can take all the research that's in existence, absorb all of it, take all of that, and then come to a new conclusion and create something completely different way faster than a human. You don't gotta have humans in the lab trying to cook up a new virus like COVID, right? Because COVID came from them
mhm.
combining viruses and experimenting. Now imagine that, but the fucking computer can do it. Or a person could program it to do it. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh my God,
that's
this shit
crazy.
is crazy. I'm like, we're cooked. We're cooked, gang.
We are eyes.
We're fried, bro. I cause
There's literally nothing.
there's no way they're gonna use it for nothing good. You know, that's kind
Oh
of my
yeah.
thing. I'm like, yeah, the people that's in control of it, the government supporting it, you see, they already not regulating the AI we got now because they making
Mhm.
money. They are invested in the fucking companies. They have stocks in the companies. Like every fucking company that's investing in AI, all the Congress people have a stake in it. They literally are as their stocks go up, with the AI, the Congress people portfolio going up. And I'm just like, oh my God, we are so fried. Like, I dead don't
Mhm.
know what we could do. He said the main thing we could do is to raise awareness. That's why I wanted to bring it up because I was like, yo, like, this shit is kind of crazy. Like, this is crazier than I realized at first. You know, at first I was like, okay, yeah, this is bad, but like he really put that shit in perspective, like on a whole different level. Like, chat, everybody need to look into this shit, bro. I'm gonna put the link to that episode in the chat, but it's the reason I had brought it up is because the guy who I was saying was the podcaster on Jimmy Fallon. It was his podcast I watched the guy on. So it just reminded me of what I watched, and I was like, fuck, bro, that shit kind of scared me. I ain't gonna lie.
Hell no, bro. They are cooked to the core.
Right? Because look, here the other thing, right? He was like, okay, so if the AI gets the super intelligence status, right? What happens? How could humans possibly compete if the AI is so advanced beyond us? He said what they're probably gonna do. Here's where Elon Musk comes into the picture. They probably gonna try to do the Neuralink shit, where we can enhance ourselves with the chip in our brain. Where it's like,
Oh, yeah, yeah, that too? Hell no.
right, and he was like, or the other thing would be possibly you upload your brain to a computer to like become one with it. But he said then at that point we're not even humans anymore.
Exactly.
So I'm like,
And
we're cooked. It's
all
just GG's.
doing that shit is like they're gonna have control over us. We're not control
Exactly.
over them.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's like low key, it's scary because they low key already got us programmed off of the apps. Like they've gotten the apps to rewire how our brain works. So I'm like, damn, if they've been able to do that
Right.
over a phone or a computer TV app, could you imagine if we actually plug that shit in our brain? Oh my god, like we're literally like
This is why it's
we're cooked.
like everything everything is a lie. Everything is a lie, everything's fake. It's just I don't know.
Yeah, bro, the whole shit's cooked, bro. I don't know how to make it not sound doom and gloom chat, but I feel like it's better for us to be able to acknowledge it and know kind of what's coming than just be surprised. Cause I'm not gonna lie, to
Yeah.
us it feel like the AI shit just popped out of nowhere. But these people been working on it for years. Oh, and then here's the other part that he tied in. Okay, you know how they keep talking about going to Mars and shit, right? Oh my god, this
Mhm.
shit's so sick. Okay, because he's like, all right, let's get to the point. Let's say it get to the point where the AI uh destroys the environment or it kills us off. Da da da. These rich people know that that's a possibility. So why are they pushing for the AI when the AI could destroy all of us? He was like, well,
Yeah.
in their mind, they not even gonna be here. They gonna be somewhere else. They gonna be on another planet. And I was like, oh my god, it makes so much sense. Why they trying to get humans in space and they keep put recreational space travel.
Mhm.
Nah. Y'all last trying to build a whole another colony on another planet so when y'all destroy Earth, y'all can preserve y'all bodies. Cause that's already a thing, by the way, where they could preserve their body and like
Mhm.
almost like freeze it and then like they have a plan to like be able to like almost like thaw themselves out and then come back to life. Like that's already a thing rich people are doing. So they already doing that and they trying to like build on other planets. So I'm like, wait, y'all niggas know y'all about to take us out. Y'all just gonna leave. Y'all just gonna leave and go to another planet by the time y'all destroy this shit. What the fuck? That is
This shit
crazy.
crazy.
Chat. It's very, very
Like
big.
like like, I don't know. Like, it made me think, what the fuck are we in?
Bro, we're in a simulation, bro. I'm convinced. This shit is simulation. Some alien playing us on their PlayStation 5000 right now. I'm convinced.
I
I think they
swear,
running
bruh.
experiments on us, bro. I swear this shit can't be real, bro. This shit can't be real.
It can't. It's not. That's what I believe. I honestly, it's like I just feel like there's another life. I don't know.
Bro, I don't think this shit real. I think this shit is simulation. I think this
Yeah,
bro, Nate said
like
it's a
a.
spiritual simulation. Yeah, I like that. I could definitely see that. Because look, all the religions basically say we're being tested on earth. Like, like it's
Mhm.
like when you really look at it, the religions kinda if you're not looking at it from a super
And the
religious
religions
perspective,
is
they
like
kinda tell us what's going on.
it's like iffy too, cause like I don't want to get too deep in, but it's like the religion shit. Like everybody, like not everybody the same God. You feel me?
Mhm.
Everybody, not everybody like worships the same God. So like I don't. It's weird.
I
It's
mean, to be
weird.
honest, I feel like my interpretation of religion is just like it's different parts of the world perception of God. But but what if? Cuz think about it, right? Okay. If God is the creator and it's the all-knowing, there's so much more events than us. Okay. Think about it like this. When the Europeans showed up to all the places they colonized with guns, with all the ships, all this type of shit, the local people
Yeah,
that never saw any of that shit could have looked at those people and be like, oh, this is God. Now imagine if there was an even more advanced civilization than the fucking colonizers, right? Like hypothetically, let's say if Atlantis was real, right? All the shit they say about
yeah,
Atlantis, oh, they were advanced, they had technology. Okay, let's say some niggas like that went to the Egyptians when they was building the pyramids. To them, the Atlanteans would have been God, right? Because they got tools they don't have. They got spaceships. They got right. If you over here building a pyramid with some blocks and you in the desert and don't got none of this shit, and then these more advanced people come
yeah.
and they got all this shit and
But
they could heal you. Like
I
the
feel
God
like
is
a
just
bunch of
the
people
thing
be
that's more
getting
powerful to you.
confused. And people be getting confused. Cause you know the saying, uh, shout out, like some people be saying like the big man above some shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. The man above type shit.
Like,
Big man upstairs.
but how do you know? Like, yeah, how do you know it's a you know what I mean? How do you know it's a man?
How do you know
How
it's
do
a
you know it's not a
human?
woman?
Yeah, how do you
Yeah,
know it's
how do
not a
you know
woman?
it's yeah, exactly.
Well, my
I've
logic
heard
was
that
always,
God is a universe.
yeah, my thing is if we're going off of what biology, okay, how would it make more sense for God to be a man than a woman? If on earth the woman is what brings life into the world, like just by our understanding, wouldn't it make more sense for God to be a woman than a man?
Mhm.
Because the woman is what brings life. Like it's not possible for a man to
But
bring
see,
life into the
but
world.
for that saying, that makes so much sense. But we can't even say it's a woman either.
Well, I personally don't think it's a woman. I think it's an alien. So, woman alien. It's an alien. That's what I think. I'm dead ass. I feel like for what we feel like an alien is, something that's foreign to us, I feel like it's more likely that God is an alien or some type of advanced civilization that's way further ahead than us that knew how to genetically engineer and all of that, and I'm not just going off my feelings. I'm just going off of history, right? When I look at the story about the Anunnakis from Mesopotamia way back in the day and their interpretation of how we got here, they say that we came from a prisoner or not no Earth. Well, some people say Earth is a prisoner colony, but they said that there is a way more advanced civilization of what we would consider aliens that came here. They needed workers, so they genetically engineered humans to be that on Earth. And then there were some people that were partially the alien gods and partial humans. And don't that sound just like the Bible, where they talked about, oh, the giants the angels came to earth, start mating with the humans, and then it created a giant. You feel what I'm saying? It's interesting how
Mhm.
multiple religions, some of the stories be lining up. It be remixes of the same story. They got like, but all of them, all the religions have a flood story though. That's one thing that I think
Yeah.
should let people know there is some truth to all of the religions. Because if all these different parts of the world all have a story where there's a great flood, now they might got different reasons and interpretations for it, or they might be like, oh, well, this was God, or this was uh the gods, plural, or this was just part of what happens on Earth every 20,000 some years. Like, but they all happen it to everybody. So I'm like, they're on to something because how did they all get that one story right? No matter where,
Yeah.
they all had a great flood myth. So I'm just like, that's interesting. So there is some degree of connection. But to me, I'm just like, I feel like we are here for some, like almost just to experience. But I think, why is my Discord connection tweaking? But yeah, I think all of us are here to experience. But I do feel like we're all connected. I know it sounds so cliche, but like I do feel like we all come from the same source, in my opinion. I think we all come from the same source. And I think
We do.
it's almost like I feel like our
Like
life is a social experiment. That's
like
kind of how I feel.
like they said, like this body that we're in, like you probably already know, but like the body that we're in is like is not really us.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like we're supposed to be like souls
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
type of
We're in
thing.
a vessel type thing. We're just in a body,
Yeah.
but it's not actually us. And then what we're seeing
Yeah,
isn't
it's not
even real.
actually
It's
us.
just
We're
like
just
a
living.
hologram.
Yeah, we're just like living this character, but
Mhm.
like we're not we're not
We don't really
that.
exist for
We're just,
real. Like,
yeah, we don't really exist.
yeah, we're just like we're energy. You know, like we're
Yeah.
energy. The shit
Everything is
around
energy.
us is just energy particles for real. It's like our brain just found a way to like try to put it in perspective to not lose our minds type shit. Cause I feel like if our brain
Mhm.
actually looked at shit for what it was, it would probably drive us crazy and we wouldn't be able to live life. Because it would be like,
Fact.
wait, nothing is actually real, but it is at the same time, but it's not. How does a human wrap their brain
Fact.
around that for real and like actually function
Like,
without
and
losing
it's
your
kind of
mind?
like weird. It's kind of weird because, like, okay, we come out the womb, cool, but like, what's the process of that?
Like, what you mean?
Like, like we come out the womb, but like we are supposed to be. I don't know. It's weird. I can't explain it. Like, I don't know.
You mean like what's the process of us like actually being born or like us going from like a cell like a sperm cell to like being a human?
Yeah,
Cuz I
some
ain't gonna
like
lie, being born is kind of a crazy concept. Like I like low key when you take a step back and instead of like okay, some people are like, oh yes, obvious, duh, okay, you're born, but like no, seriously, like when you actually think about the fact that like a human can birth and grow and actually create another human, is kind of crazy when you think about it.
yeah,
Like when you
cause
think about it for a
like,
minute.
cause like I don't know. Like I'm, I don't remember a lot of shit right then. Like I, the only time I remember, like the first time I had like some type of sense was like 5 years old. but like you're on Earth, you
Yeah.
come out, so it's like, how are you not able to know? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like, how are you able to, like, get your understanding type shit?
Yeah,
It is kinda crazy, right?
like
Because, like, we're like, those years before our brain developed, we're kinda just, like, existing without, like, thoughts or anything or, like, it's kinda weird.
yeah, but it's like you come out, yeah, we're souls, but you come out the womb, and it's like, okay, now you're here, but it's like you still don't know.
Yeah, 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 like, you don't have any understanding of, like, anything. Like, yeah,
Yeah,
it's crazy because yeah, it does take, like it's a delayed process, right? Because it's like, yeah, we don't come out the womb automatically being able to, like, understand like, to me, I think one of the most fascinating things is learning. Like, literally, to me, learning
mm,
is so crazy because we literally can just observe and listen to shit and then, like, pick it like, I don't know. I think the process of, like, even learning how to, like, speak from when you're born and not knowing anything, like, you literally can't talk. You can't talk, like, you don't understand nothing, you're literally hearing sounds, and then your brain automatically, like, figures it out. I think that's a pretty crazy concept that we go from not understanding nothing, not we can't understand like, is we understand it, but we don't at the same time. Like, as a baby,
but see, it's
you
different.
get it, but you don't like, you can't conceptualize it, but you know at the same time. Like,
Yeah,
even the fact that a baby can cry and know that you're gonna get a response, that's kinda crazy
mhm,
when you think about it, because it's not words, but they just know they need to make a certain vibration of a sound, and then they like, something's gonna respond to it.
that yeah, it's but I don't know. It's like I feel like it's different. It's weird that it's like different for other, like, I guess you could say energies, soul, people, whatever you want to call it. Like, cause I was talking to my homeboy and he said, like, remember when I said I didn't remember. I don't remember anything until I was like 5.
Right, right, right.
He said he didn't remember anything until he was 3.
Yeah,
So I'm
that's
like,
yeah.
how?
Yeah, and some people don't even remember that early. Some people only start remember when they're
Yeah.
like 5, 6, like, but it's so crazy how some people can remember that early, and then some people only
Yeah,
remember
that's what
shit
I'm
later.
saying.
Like,
So it's like I because if I never knew that, you know what I'm saying, he knew like had like sense when he was like 3. I thought it would have been like 5 years old is when you get it.
but you know what's crazy? Because humans are so fucking complicated that you can't even predict something for every human. Because I've heard of some, okay, say for example, this lady told a story how her baby was like mute, maybe had a speech problem, couldn't talk. And then one day, I think she said the driver was speaking like some Nigerian language, and the baby starts speaking in the Nigerian language to the guy and having a whole conversation.
That's crazy.
That, like, or say for example, you could have like some type of situation, like let's say you have a brain injury, that shit can literally, you can come out speaking a different language.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird. Like, it's so fucking crazy how, like, random shit can happen. Like, we don't even understand all the things that can happen with humans. That's how fucking crazy this shit is. We don't even understand fully how our own brains work. We're so quote unquote advanced, but we still don't even understand how the brain works all the way. It's that fucking complicated.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of like,
That's sick.
I think it's kind of scary how much we don't know. Cause like we like to feel like we know shit, And that's why I hate when humans get arrogant, like feeling like they know something, trying to like talk down to other people, especially like scientists, experts. I hate it because you're not an expert on shit. To me, there's no such thing as an expert. You can't possibly know anything about
Facts.
everything. You can't know everything about everything. You are a learner. You are
You
expert
can't.
learner, maybe.
We're all here to learn.
Right, you're an expert learner. You study, you put more hours in it than anyone. But the minute you start calling someone an expert, the world go how it is right now, where you got quote unquote experts in all these fields who just have this authority
Hmm.
to be able to say, "Oh, this is true. That's not." How the fuck do you know? Isn't science supposed to be the whole practice of questioning things? You should always be able to
Yeah.
ask a question. Like, did you see when Terrence Howard was when he went on his little press thing, he was on podcast and niggas was mad at him for asking certain questions about science and math. Or he had said this one statement that triggered so many people. He said, 1 plus 1 doesn't equal 2, or some shit like that. He had pissed off
Hmm.
so many scientists and shit and all that. And I said, I kind of get what he's saying. I'm not saying 1 plus 1 don't equal 2, but kind of the point of him saying that was to challenge people in these fields that feel like certain things can't be questioned, because in science anything should be up for question. If you have a valid
But
critique, if you have a valid argument, or you want to investigate, you should never shut anybody down because and say, oh, you're pushing misinformation. How do you know it's misinformation if you're not open to studying it? So if
but
anything, y'all are giving the misinformation by saying, oh, this is the truth and that's it, period. Oh, like, because look, in science the truth always changes, right? We only have a
yeah.
version of the truth at the time, because like, think about it, back in the day they used to think the earth was flat, or they used to think the earth was a
Hmm.
dome, or they used to think the sun was at the center of the universe, and they was killing people that even decided to challenge that. So I'm like, that's the origins of science. And now y'all are at a point where people can't even question certain things. Like the last shit where I feel like this was a big deal was with COVID vaccines, where they tried to censor people, or they did censor people and shut people down for asking questions. If we're gonna be putting experimental drugs in our body, we have every right to ask a question about what it is, what's the side effects, how long have y'all been studying this, like, right? Because this is one of the fastest vaccines they've ever created, and technically it's not even a vaccine. So it's like, but they were shutting people down and censoring people for asking questions, or hell, threatening people jobs. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can't work unless you get this experimental thing, and you can't ask no questions, huh? That make me more suspicious about y'all.
Facts.
'Cause I didn't get that vaccine. Luckily, I wasn't at a job where I had to like get it. But like, I'm like, look, I already got lupus. I'm not about to take no experimental vaccine that could potentially injure me on top of the condition I already have. Hell no. No fucking shot. Cause I'm like, y'all don't even have studies on the long-term effects of it. You're literally you're experimenting on people in real time. And then
Yeah.
you remember they told niggas the vaccine was gonna prevent COVID at first. They did say that at
Hmm.
first. And then all of a sudden, oh, well, it's not gonna prevent COVID, it's just gonna lower your chances. Oh, well, when we actually look at the data, it's actually not significantly lowering your chances because the vaccine is just making the virus mutate to get around the vaccine. So what's the point of the vaccine? So what? So we can make
Fact.
more mutations of it so it can keep mutating itself around the vaccine? And then so you're gonna keep trying to make people boost to get around the virus getting around the vaccine, huh? Like, it sounds like a fucking Ponzi scheme. Because they use our taxpayer money to even make the vaccine, and then they're charging us for the vaccine. And even if they're not charging us, they're charging the government, and the government's covering it with our taxes. So they used our money to make the vaccine. Then they gonna charge us to get the vaccine, or charge the government with our tax money to give it to us. So I'm like, wait a fucking minute, this sounds like a 360. People can't question it. Y'all censor people for talking about side effects, right? Like, I mean, I remember they was demonetizing people's videos. Niggas got demonetized for even saying the word vaccine. If that's not censorship, I don't know what is. But that's the scary thing about the censorship. Niggas is cool with it as long as it's not their side. As long as it's the other people getting censored. And that's why I told niggas, I'm like, yo, if you a Democrat and you're cheering for conservative people to get shut down for asking questions about the vaccine, you don't understand it's gonna be you at a certain point. And now look, that's what they're doing. So I'm just like, bro, like we shouldn't encourage censorship for anybody asking questions. Every question should be valid, especially if it affects our life. Because now you got people with vaccine injuries, vaccine side effects on top of COVID side effects. Hell, they treat COVID like it's just a regular cold when we got evidence that COVID causes your brain to deteriorate and degenerate. Your brain is literally breaking down after having COVID. Like, I'm talking, they're showing niggas IQ points is dropping after having COVID and brain fog. And that's not even including the other health issues, heart issues, muscle, like every fucking issue in your body. COVID long-term effects is affecting that shit. How the fuck does that affect the generation of kids? Y'all making kids go back to school. All of a sudden, you had to wear masks. Now you don't have to wear masks because it makes business easier. You had to social distance. Now you don't have to social distance. You had to isolate yourself when you got sick. Now you can just come in when you're sick. Like, you feel what I'm saying? You see how like all the goalposts start. So wait, hold on. If during the peak of COVID, those were the things we need to do safe, why don't we have to do any of those things now? Oh, because it would affect a business. It would affect the economy. So y'all just said, fuck it. Hey, all of y'all get COVID. All y'all did with the long COVID effects. We're not going to acknowledge long COVID effects because then that would require y'all insurance to cover whatever illness you got. So nah, we're going to let y'all get disabled. We're not going to officially acknowledge it because then once we do that, we're going to have to cover y'all health issues y'all get from it. So I'm like, this shit is all a scam. Because like, imagine if you have a effect from long COVID, if you were to go to a doctor for a heart issue, that shit is labeled, right? So you can actually get treated and coverage. But if they don't label long COVID as a disease or an issue, you're SOL. They're not going to be able to develop a treatment for it if they don't even acknowledge it. You know how they got research into all these other diseases and conditions? They ain't trying to invest into long COVID research because that would mean all these insurance companies are responsible for covering people that's disabled because of COVID. And if you can get disabled because of COVID, that would mean they would actually need to operate businesses in the world differently. And they're not trying to do that because to them it's just about saving money. Like they have been said, hey, if you want to help keep COVID down, you can put some filters into the vents of whatever building that's in a public space. But what companies want to do that because they would have to pay for it? They're dead only concerned about keeping their profit margin higher. They're like, yeah, I know it's been proven that could help, but we're not gonna do it because we don't want to spend extra money. We'll just let everybody get sick and then make them get used to it and then not actually cover them when they sick. So like the whole shit is just like fucked up, chat. I ain't gonna lie. It's backwards as fuck, but this kind of what I was talking about the other day when I was like, yo, like they have really programmed us to not care about anything. And the shit we do care about is shit that don't matter as much. They just got everyone to take COVID so serious, and then all of a sudden, nah, it's good now. What happened? What changed? Nothing. Nothing changed. Except, oh, we gotta make sure y'all get back in the world so we can make money off of y'all before y'all die. Shit is bleak.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Shit is bleak. No more social distancing, no more masks, no more, oh, you need to do that. Shit, nothing. It's crazy, bro. Because look, remember I told you about the vitamin D3 and the zinc? They ain't even bother spreading that information that can help protect niggas' immune system. That's why I feel like they just want people to die. It's like, well, we can make money off you on your way to dying, so shit. They're trying to just run up off a bag off of us before we die. Yo, what's good? Hairless opossum. What's good? But, bro, that shit crazy. I don't know. The world is just bleak, bro. Like, chat, this shit that make you just not even want to be on this planet. I'm not gonna lie. Because it's like, when you realize how connected all this shit is, it's like, oh my God. Like, what the fuck? What hope do we really have? I feel like the only hope we have is each other as humans and being able to connect with other humans and break down those barriers to like that keep us from being together. That's the only thing. Because it's like this shit only work if all of us are divided. So it's like, I don't be for that division shit. I don't be for that shit. I feel like it just don't get us nowhere. It just allow the powers that be to control us even more. You know, that's why like people need to get used to having healthy dialogues and shit. And like kind of like what I was telling the TRO nigga earlier. You should be capable, if you are gonna be bold enough to give your opinion about something, right? You should be okay with another person giving their opinion back without crawling up into a ball like, oh my god, I guess I'll just leave. Like, huh? You know, we gotta get used to like coexisting with other people because other people do have other opinions and other perspectives you haven't considered. But everybody's so in their own world, nobody wants to think about the other person. Everyone's just like, oh, this is how this affects me. Right? Because what point was he even making before? Oh, you shouldn't audit people that's in your stream. Huh? I'm not auditing you. All I did was click your Twitch profile. Huh? Your Twitch profile is public. I didn't go pull up your socials. I didn't go pull up your real name. Like, huh? You are literally an anonymous person on the internet. What effect does me pulling up your Twitch to see if you're a real person, how does that affect your life? Are you embarrassed by what you were publicly posting? Like, huh? Like, so it just be like little shit, like where people don't even know how to actually have a back and forth conversation with people. They're so used to like being the center of the universe in their little digital world that when another real person responds, they're like, oh my god, like, oh my god, like, you know, it's kind of scary, bro, that people aren't used to interacting with people anymore. You know, they're used to like, I'm the most important person in the world. I don't feel like I'm the most important person in the world. I spend my time trying to understand other people's perspectives so that I can be a more well-rounded human. But most people aren't trying to do that. They think they're the most important person in every space they go into. And then when they realize they're not, their feelings get hurt. Or when they realize, yeah, you don't have the ultimate say on how things should go. Like, what? Hold on, what? My opinion doesn't matter here? It does to an extent. Like, to where I'll listen to it in a combo, but like, it's kind of it. And niggas dead be shot by that. So I just think we need to keep being humans and interacting with other people, because a lot of people do not have enough social interactions. It is kind of scary. It's dead kind of like people are not used to just regular human things. I don't know. It's kind of scary. And then knowing half the internet is bots too on top of that, that it just makes it even more scary, because I'm like, damn, niggas is used to interacting with bots more than people these days, because most of us be on our phone and computer. Like we're used to dealing with like bots that could be like automating a response to like trigger us to get us to keep responding so that whatever app we're on can keep making money. That shit crazy. Okay, chat, so hold on. Let's see, I need to finish recording that song. I wrote so much, I gotta finish recording a reference to that shit. I'm gonna put it out today, but I'm about to find another beat though. Hold on, chat. W combo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I like talking about the deep shit, to be honest. And it's crazy because I was low-key thinking already. I was like, yo, I gotta bring Food for Thought Thursday back, where we talk about the deep shit. Because I had that as a segment every week. But like I kind of started doing so much other content. But nah, like I think because like I really have had the urge to talk about the more serious, like deep shit. for a while. And whenever I be reacting to the bullshit, I be like, fuck, bro, I don't want to talk about this shit for real. It's just a means to an end. But I really do want to talk about the more like, you know, the real shit that affect this type shit. You know, so I think I'm gonna start posting to my I got a channel for this, chat. Barrett. Wait, what's it called? YouTube 3. Chat, y'all go sub to my my commentary channel. I made this shit 3 years ago. I wanna do, I'm telling y'all, chat, I'm about to get active with this channel, I ain't gonna lie. Because I feel like I got a lot of thoughts that's more complex. And I know it's other people that like to talk about the deep shit too. And I feel like all of us we be hiding. Those of us that be like talk about the deep shit or thinking about that, we be hiding because it don't be like too many people that's also talk about the same thing. But I've seen a couple channels where I see people doing that. I'm like, yo, I don't want to do one of those channels where I'm talking about like pop culture commentary and shit. I want to talk about the existential shit, like how did we get on Earth? Which aliens created us? Like shit like that. Talk about the AI shit, like shit like that, like actual real world shit. So I think I'm gonna do that. That's kind of, I feel like I'm being pulled to those type of things. And honestly, like if I were to like do content long term, it would be some shit like that. It wouldn't be the music reactions or the pop commentary. Like I try to use that shit to like sneak a little real shit in there. That's kind of how I do it. Like, you know, like it's like if I'm a reactor, get my opinion, I'm gonna try to throw some real like actual depth in there, you know, because I do think there's depth in a lot of the shit, but sometimes that's the only way you can reach the average person is through those type of things. So I definitely want to learn how to use these situations. Like I think FD Signifier is really good at that. He's able to take a movie that people are watching and break it down and then be able to teach real shit off of that movie. Like, you know, little shit like that. Like I feel like that's a skill. I definitely want to polish my skill at that, because yeah, sometimes you do gotta use like something people actually care about to sneak in some shit that's a little more deep. So that's kind of what I want to work on. But you know, that's a whole nother bag though. I just need time to do that shit. Like, see, this video I did a while, did Jay-Z groom Beyonce? Like that was a crazy thing. Like I didn't know at the time, but Jay-Z was on a Beyonce when she was like 15. And they lied about when they met. They lied about when they started dating, like little shit like that. But yeah. Talked about the Israel-Palestine shit. Oh, I was talking about Drake being a weirdo before Kendrick even got to it. Damn, he said my narcissistic mom sacrificed my childhood for fame. Yeah, I feel like parents who make their kids do shit like that, y'all fucked up.
Like this one publicly.
No, I think it'll be fun.
Cole Sprouse
From Disney Channel's The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Riverdale Big Daddy Friends.
You're my hero.
Thank you, sweet pea.
Were you pushed into acting?
I would hardly call it pushing because I was 8 months old. Single
8
mom,
months.
2 twin boys, put food on the table. So the choice never really existed.
You guys are big stars now.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
God
think
damn,
about that?
those babies.
My mother was living vicariously through the success of her children. A person that grapples with mental illness, drug abuse, but primarily narcissism. A wicked narcissism. But that selfishness is something that the legal system also observed and said that she was unfit. The court had to step in.
Oh damn.
Your relationship with acting and the entertainment industry. It's been a journey.
I loved being on stage. I didn't like the shit that came with it. This industry
That's what most people say.
encourages the worst qualities of you. Selfishness, greed, you know, authenticity and vulnerability are not really encouraged traits.
How do you feel about that?
You're given these lessons in your life so that you can triumph over them and use the traits that you've acquired from those lessons over time to carve out who you are.
I've got 2 pictures here then. What are the words unsaid to this individual?
I'd probably kick his ass.
Before we get into this,
Yo, this nigga Steven, Diary of a CEO, he got the best like trailer intros for a podcast. Like I'm dead be studying this nigga, cause yo, the way he can look, I'm gonna just show y'all the one from the one that I watched this morning. When y'all watch the first minute, y'all gonna be like, oh shit, like where's that one? Hold on, where's the one with the AI dude? Chat, the intro gonna catch you. Watch.
to be honest here,
Hold on.
I think
So,
if I knew that I
finished
was
this, I believe. Hold on, here you go, chat. This is why I watched that whole pod, because he got
you've
me
been
off
working on
this.
AI safety for 2 decades at least.
Yeah, I was convinced we can make safe AI, but the more I looked at it, the more I realized it's not something we can actually do.
You have made a series of predictions about a variety
Hold on, chat. I know we on the trenches laptop right now. Hold on. I can only have so many tabs open without it tweaking. See, it's still okay. It's still trying to catch up, being normal again.
of different dates. So what is your prediction for 2027?
Dr. Roman Yampolsky is a globally recognized voice on AI safety and associate professor of computer science.
He educates people on the terrifying truth of AI
and what we need to do to save humanity.
In 2 years, the capability to replace most humans in most occupations will come very quickly. I mean, in 5 years, we're looking at a world where we have levels of unemployment we've never seen before. Not talking about 10%, but 99%. And that's without superintelligence, a system smarter than all humans in all domains. So it would be better than us at making new AI. But it's worse than that. We don't know how to make them safe. And yet we still have the smartest people in the world competing to win the race to superintelligence.
But what do you make of people like Sam Altman's journey with AI?
So a decade ago, we published guardrails for how to do AI right. They violated every single one. And he's gambling 8 billion lives on getting richer and more powerful. So I guess some people want to go to Mars, others want to control the universe. But it doesn't matter who builds it. The moment you switch to superintelligence, we will most likely regret it terribly.
And then by 2045,
Now this is where it gets interesting.
Dr. Roman Yampolsky. Let's talk about simulation theory.
I think we are in one. And there is a lot of agreement
Oh yeah, his take on the simulation theory was crazy too.
on this. And this is what you should be
He think
doing
we in a
so we don't
simulation
shut
too.
it down. First,
Telling y'all, some alien is playing us as a game on their PlayStation 5000. Hold on, let me send folks to Sleepy Land. All right, you getting sent away. MOB, come on, man. You already know. Come on, MOB. You already know what time it is, bro. We're gonna see MOB tomorrow. Ty, your ass gotta get sent to Sleepy Land too. On chat, Ty check. Said conspiracy arc. I'm telling you, bro. I might gotta get in that bag. I might gotta get in that bag. Hold on. It's Ty sleep. Going once, going twice. Hold on.
Wake up! Wake up!
Ty check. All right, chat. Ty might be a goner too. Hold on. They all subbed out the game. I know. Everybody cooked. Meanwhile, I'm still early into my day. Cam, what's up? What's good? Okay, chat, hold on. We just had a whole convo on